In 2003, my family and I settled in Canada, but we all couldn't work because we all lacked the Canadian experience. My father was an electrical engineer with the hopes of becoming a Canadian citizen. So between working the odd jobs and traveling abroad to continue doing what he actually liked to do, his health deteriorated. And in 2006, he passed away, 2 days before his citizenship ceremony. My father never became a Canadian citizen, and he certainly couldn't practice what he liked. So from the word immigrate, I started I'm Great, a social recruitment platform that targets to help immigrant job seekers with finding jobs. And we do that by eliminating the unconscious bias. And we do that by concealing some of the candidate's information, such as their name, the location and address and name of previous employers, previous education institutions. You can't see any of that. And we provide this platform to employers for free so we can maximize the chances of this candidate getting selected and getting noticed. We also allow our job seekers to record a short self-introduction video so that they can showcase their greatness beyond their static resumes and beyond their hard-to-pronounce names. I'm Kal Morgan, CEO of I'm Great, and I'm here today seeking your support. So let's talk. Thank you. Yes, good.
What do you think is the psychological reasoning for people really preferring to have Canadian work experience? Because it all starts with psychology and ends in psychology. If no such bias was there, such a thing wouldn't exist, because as an employer, I would want to hire the best rather than caring about what country or whatever background or how they grew up, etc. I should not really care about that. But what do you feel is the core psychological rationale behind that? According to me, very fictitious and a very stupid reasoning.
Sure.
What is that actually?
So my background is not psychology, so don't take my answer, for granted.
Sure.
But based on my research, though, it's just we're drawn to familiar things, right? So people that look like us. On a psychological level, whether you're hiring somebody or just walking down the street and you see somebody, you're drawn to that person just because they look like you. So it creates an unconscious bias when you look at a resume and you see a foreign name, it doesn't sound familiar. When you see a picture on LinkedIn and you're like, oh, well, they don't look like you. You're not actively actually thinking about that. It just happens in your subconscious.
But doesn't your platform, sorry, I'm asking this question,
yes.
But doesn't the video kind of
it does? Yes.
negate the initial hypotheses?
Great question, yes. So we don't have pictures. We give you the option to put a video up. If you feel that you're confident that you can actually wow them, you're free to put a video. If you don't feel, if you're camera shy, you don't have to put a video.
Thank you.
All right, so two-part question. One of my great mentors, Sean Aington of Sky High, you probably have heard about it. How does your platform compare and compete with the industry? Just thinking about the next generation of skilled immigrants and how we can generate those skills in real time. So I'm curious to know how you compete with it. And secondly, in line with what you said, I've worked in corporate America for 11 years, and there's actually a Canadian rule that requires you not to discriminate based on race. It's about the content of the resume, so I'm curious to know how that works from your standpoint.
Sure, thank you so much. So I'll start with your second question just because of the recency effect. So you can set any rules that you want. You can't discriminate based on name, but nobody's supervising you while you're looking at resumes. I've sat down, shadowed recruiters, looking at resumes and tossing them out because the name is foreign. That's one. The first question that you asked about the competition. Yes, so our recruitment platform is free, so we're not honestly competing with anyone. We want to work with everybody who's willing to support our cause. We don't make money from this recruitment platform because we have another product that we actually make money out of. We have to make money somehow. So we don't compete with those people, we want to work with them. We want to work with recruitment agencies. Anyone who's willing to actually support our cause, we're willing to work with them.
So how do employers react to you concealing information from them?
They do not like it at first.
Yeah.
You're right, but there's an education factor there. So we're telling them, hey, listen, you have free resumes. Thousands of applicants are sitting right there. You don't have to pay for them, and they're categorized by job pools. So you can just log in and actually pick one out. So are you really gonna lose sleep over not seeing this person's name? Look at their resume. This is where your focus should be, right? The content of the resume. So yes, there is an education factor there. Yes.
So are you an ATS or do you integrate with the employer's ATSs or how does that work?
No, as of now, we are not an ATS, and we do not integrate with the ATSs. We're in beta phase with this product. So we are planning to do that in the future. Again, it's a free recruitment platform, so there's not a lot of sophistication involved. But we are working on a premium model, if you say, that will integrate with ATS, but not at this point.
So is it just a pool of resumes at the moment?
It's a pool of resumes and it's categorized. There's verification involved a little bit in terms of references, but that's all for now. Yeah. Sure.
You mentioned initially that some of the previous experiences would be concealed. And as someone who's faced a lack of Canadian experience, the person who would be, let's say, calling you for an interview would call you on the basis of your skill set. So if you're essentially hiding that person's core skill set, let's say I'm in sales, what would make the recruiter call you? Because you will find eventually a person who would appreciate that experience. Maybe not the local market, but it's fundamentally going to be the same.
Yeah, so I'm not hiding the skills. So I'm just hiding the name of your previous employer and the location of your previous employer. So no one will be able to tell just by looking at it whether this employer was actually in Canada or somewhere else across the world, right? So your skills, what you did, your job title, will all be there visible.
Wouldn't a company which is sort of, let's say, similar, help that person assess them in a better light? Let's say American Express, for example, and someone's in different geography. You will have appreciation of those products. So if you're hiring that company, maybe the recruiter you will be losing out on pitching yourself in the right way. Do you think that?
It's a good thought, and we'll definitely taking into consideration. But we are specifying what the industry is. We see some bias too, as some employers think that because I work for Google, no offense, I'm the best, right? But that's not necessarily the case, right? So we're trying to also get rid of that bias as well.
Do you foresee a scenario where candidates in other countries will have jobs that maybe pull them to a country like Canada?
So we did run into a problem like this, is that people outside are thinking, I can get a visa or something, a work visa to come to Canada. So we had to actually put a location in there and where you actually are situated right now so that we can avoid that. But we did run into that issue. Right?
Thank you so much.